Well, folks, it looks like the amount of Dismal Disney that will be coming our way very shortly is going to be impressive, as Disneyland is up against its first strike in a very long time at the worst possible moment. Not sure what I'm talking about? Well, let's jump into the story right away. Thousands of Disneyland employees, thousands of them are going to strike. 14,000 in all have decided. To the most impressive number, 99% have authorized to strike. It would be the first one in 40 years. And this would be happening at a time that is a catastrophe. I don't think I've seen something like this in quite some time. And it's right on the verge of having the Disney event called the Expo. D23 Expo, and the earnings call. We'll get into those in a moment. But this is, well, not good news. Let's look at the story coming out of CNN, Anaheim, California. Sin Carranza buffs, cleans, waxes, and scrubs Disneyland floors starting at big night so that guests coming the next morning feel as if no one had been there before them. This is a common practice. It's been happening at Disneyland forever. But her shifts working near a sparkling Sleeping Beauty castle, she went home to a car for about 4 months last year because her wages plus earnings at 2 other jobs weren't enough to afford renting a place with a bed. Now, negotiating better wages and working conditions for Carranza and thousands of other Disneyland employees has gotten quite messy, to the point where thousands overwhelmingly voted Friday to authorize a potential strike. Today, Disneyland Park cast members made their voices heard by voting to authorize the Disney Workers Rising Bargaining Committee to call for a strike to protest their unfair labor practices by 99%. Only 1%, about what, 140, said no. We stood up and showed Disney that we won't sit by and allow them to intimidate, surveil, and unlawfully discipline cast members for exercising their rights. Wow, that's a strong language. We greatly appreciate the important roles of our cast members, our cast members play in creating memorable experiences for our guests. And we remain committed to reaching an agreement that focuses on what matters most to them while positioning Disneyland Resort for growth and job creation. Now, this is from the resort spokesperson, Jessica Good. So Master Services Council strike authorization is not unusual as part of the negotiations process, and we look forward to continuing discussions at upcoming meetings July 22nd and 23rd. Why are those dates so important? Well, first of all, August 7th, you have the earnings call. It would be very bad if they're in the middle of a dispute of the second largest theme park in the world, Disneyland, by earnings now. At the same time, they were having this call because 40% of the revenue for Disney is driven by theme parks, and having 40%, interestingly enough, of your staff not working at the Disneyland Resort makes operating the resort incredibly difficult, if not impossible. And having to explain that to investors, maybe not the best timing. Also, because Anaheim is the center of everything in August, and I'm not kidding, because the D23 event in Anaheim is August 9th, 10th, and 11th, immediately following the quarterly call. 19 days away. 19 days away for the D23 fan event. The question is, will it be done? Because if not, this event, which will have all of the Disney influencers, all the pixie dusters, all the vloggers, every single person who can make it to this thing, is going to see nonstop picket signs around the convention center, the arena, the parks, and they're all very close to each other. It will be chaos, pandemonium, and a lot of negative press. Disney, you're going to need to figure this out because this is probably the last thing that you want to have happen. And there's more. There's more things that are in the future for Disney that, well, maybe Disney doesn't want on display, including all the court cases that they have going on right now with other employees who claim that they were discriminated against. Disney, do better. At least that's what Abigail Disney would like. But speaking of amazing things that you can support, that's not Disney, you can support my website, beachpunk.us, and get all kinds of great clothing and gear for year-round use, whether it be summer or winter, whether it's for the beach, whether it's for the snow. You are completely covered at Beach Punk, not to mention new designs, and a new t-shirt just came out that I'll sport this week. So, I ask you, what do you think? You think Disney wants to sit by and have this particular circumstance occurring right close to so many very important events? Do you think that this is a perfect time for this group of cast members to go on strike? Do you think that if they do it before any of these events, they'll get resolved quickly? I certainly do. But do let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. And as always, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, see ya.